Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden, Evan, and Finn here, bringing you our yearly March Madness tournament bracket breakdown. We got myself and Dwyer coming back from last year. We got Finn coming in. You might remember him from one of the NBA episodes a couple months back talking about contenders. So we got us there. We're going to go in. We're going to give you each our full March Madness brackets from the round of 64 all the way to our champion so you can do the best. This is now the third year doing this, and it seems like these have been the worst 2 years of the bracket of my life, doing it on the pod, so gotta love it. I think I've seen, I was talking to someone earlier, I think I've seen all 68 teams play at least one game this year, so you would think that would make me be better. In reality, that means I'm probably going to have the worst thing in our entire group.
Never know, man.
So yeah,
Third
before we
time's
do
the charm.
exactly. Thank you, Finn. Third time's the charm. Before we do get into any of that, I got a couple just statistics here from March Madness to write down or to read out for you guys real quick to help anyone who's maybe still trying to make their bracket and just trends that might have helped us in making our brackets ourselves. So first off, no team has lost their last three of their last four games and ended up winning the tournament. That ended up being Auburn's downfall last year for someone like Finn, who did have them winning. And then 35 of the last 35 champions had more assists than turnovers. 33 of 35, their head coach had previous Sweet 16 experience. 29 of the last 30 went to the tournament with 3 or greater wins versus top 10% of RPI teams. 30 of 30 champions had a top 75 strength of schedule. 21 of the last 30 had a top 20 Ken Palm adjusted offense and defense. And the more kind of fun, not just champion stuff, at least one first four team has won a round of 64 game in 12 of the last 14 years, and 10 of those 12 had played on the Wednesday night games. 15 of the last 17 tournaments had one top four seed lose in round one. 28 of 40 of the last 40 tournaments had a 13 seed win a round one game. And then 38 of 39 and 17 of the last 17 had a double-digit seed reach the Sweet 16. There was only one last year that was John Calipari and that Arkansas team as a 10 seed. And then only twice, 2008 and last year in 2025, has all four number one seeds been able to reach the Final Four. So with that out of the way, thank you, Dwyer. Now we will get into our bracket. We're going to go region by region, or not region, but we're going to go round by round. But each time it'll be the East region, then the South, then the West, then the Midwest. So we'll kick it off in the East with the 1-16 match between Duke and Siena. I think it's pretty obvious here. Duke, the number one overall consensus seed in the tournament, in the field. Yeah, easy game here against Siena. Cam Boozer might only need to play 20 minutes in this. I think that's all that really needs to be said there. Unless one of you got a big upset.
No.
We'll talk about them later on.
Yeah.
Exactly. They will be definitely, more of a conversation as we get further in this tournament. Now, the next one we got is the 8-9 matchup between Ohio State and TCU, where as of right now, Ohio State is a slim 2.5-point favorite. I do have the 8 seed in the Ohio State Buckeyes advancing, where this TCU Horned Frogs team, they give up 12.5 more points per possession away from home. And then Ohio State is a much better free throw shooting team than here. So especially in these tourney games when you get close, especially with the spread as low as 2.5, it's going to come down to those free throws. College basketball players, just like college kickers, they love to miss, especially from the free throw line. So I do want to like having the better free throw shooting team here. So give me Ohio State in that 8-9 matchup.
Caden, I'm going to be going actually opposite of you here. I'm going to take a 9 seed TCU. I'm a big guy when it comes to who's hot, who's cold. As of recently, they've been playing pretty good ball. Really, their only losses came against Houston and Kansas and they kept them close. You know, if you keep a game close, I feel like you have just as good of a chance to beat anybody, especially against those type of teams. Took down Iowa State like about a month ago, and also Texas Tech. So, give me TCU here.
I have the Ohio State Buckeyes with Caden. I agree with Caden. I've seen some good matchups on their schedule this year that they've won, so I like Ohio State.
Now the next matchup of that 5-12, we got the St. John's Red Storm. Rick Pitino's squad taking on Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa, one of the best defensive teams in the country, but also a really poor offensive team. And I do just think St. John's, even though they aren't the greatest offensive team either, their defense is going to be able to do enough. I think this might be closer than maybe the spread suggests, as it's a 10.5 point spread right here. I do think maybe Northern Iowa could come in and cover that, but I do like St. John's to come in, win this 5-12 matchup, advance to the round of 32.
I agree with you here, Caden. I mean, they're St. John was kind of a disappointment last year.
Yep.
So hopefully
I had them as a Final Four team.
Did you? There you go. Hopefully
yeah.
rebound this year, huh?
Yeah, I also have St. John's. Rick Pitino has them hot lately, so got to stick with them.
Yep, they were able to take down UConn in that Big East final on Saturday as well, so big win there. Now we got the 4-13 matchup between the Kansas Jayhawks and Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist is interesting. They're a very stout offensive team, can put up points, even though I do have a lot of question marks with this Kansas team, especially with Darren Peterson. I still think they are the better team here. We're not going to see a 13 seed upset of 4 here. Kansas will advance even with the question marks to Bill Self's squad here.
I agree with you here, Caden. Kansas is a better team, I think, offensively and defensively, or roughly the same. Played better matchups, played stronger schedule. Give me them here.
I'm going to go against both of you guys here.
Ooh.
I think the hype around Darren Peterson's cool, but I think they're going to get taken down in the tournament pretty early. I think it's a pretty upsetting loss for Kansas.
Hey, an early upset there on Finn's bracket. Now a 6-11 matchup between Louisville and South Florida. This is where I got my first upset of the bracket. I think USF, coming off the American Championship just yesterday, I think they're going to be able to come in, take down this Louisville team. Louisville also will most likely be missing their best player, Michael Brown. He's listed as doubtful right now. He's an 18-point-per-game scorer, shooting 38% from 3, which is going to hurt them, especially with a team in Louisville that lives and dies by the 3. 53% of their shots are beyond the arc. And when you're missing your best scorer there, especially someone who's shooting just shy of 40% from 3, I think it's going to be hard to keep up with such a fast-paced, high-scoring offense like South Florida. So give me the Bulls here to advance as the 11 seed.
I'm agreeing with you here, Caden. I think missing your star player anywhere, it's going to kill you. Even just cap you anywhere. Even then win this game, it's going to be tough to make it far in this tournament. South Florida, they're kind of like their football team a little bit. Some fireworks are there.
Hey, yeah.
They're here.
I'm going to agree with both of you as well. I have USF in this game.
It's a popular upset pick, and all three of us are on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 2-15 matchup between UConn and the Furman Paladins. Last time Furman was in the tournament, they went in and upsetted I think it was a 3-seeded Virginia team when Furman was a 14-seed on basically a buzzer beater 3. Insane ending game. I don't think Furman's got the same magic this year, even though this UConn team isn't as strong, I'd say, as in years past. I still think they're definitely good enough to easily get through this Furman team here in the opening round.
Sorry, I had my wrong game pulled up, guys. I also have UConn winning this game.
I figured.
While I lose it. Go ahead.
Yep, I'm going to third you guys. I got UConn. I don't think Furman's going to win this one. I think UConn, they're always a pretty good team, so had to take them.
Yep. Now we will move on to the South region for the round of 64, where that first matchup is the Florida Gators going up against either Prairie View or Lehigh. Don't care who it is. Florida's better. They're going to win this matchup.
Agreed. I don't know if they're as strong as they were last year, but
I don't think
get
so.
through this one. Yeah, agreed.
I agree.
Now we got another interesting 8-9 matchup here with Clemson and Iowa in the 8-9 matchup. Iowa is actually the favored team here as the 9 seed right now, sitting at a 2.5-point favorite. I do think we see not the seed upset, but definitely a betting spread and money line upset here with Clemson. I like them in this one. They played good towards the end of the ACC schedule, good in the tournament. And then Iowa, they are 278th in opponent 2-point shooting percentage, which is not good, especially for a Clemson team that likes to get it done inside. While Clemson is a very good defensive team, ranking 75th in opponent 3-point percentage and 64th in opponent 2-point percentage, and Clemson's also a top 35 defensive rebounding team. So I do think Clemson's going to be able to get it done, grab boards, limit second chances for this Iowa squad, and then be able to come in and win this game in a low-scoring, grinded-out affair.
Yeah, Kim, I'm going to have to agree with you here at Clemson. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty tight game here, spread-wise. And I just like Clemson here. I think they've played better against top 25 teams. They're 3-5 against them compared to Iowa's 1-8. So give me Clemson here.
Gonna have to disagree with you guys here. I got Iowa. I like they've had a pretty good schedule this year, so I think Iowa's been pretty decent. I think they'll win this game.
Next matchup, the 5-12 with Vanderbilt and McNeese. Vanderbilt coming off that SEC tournament final loss. They did not beat Florida by like 17 in their semifinal matchup before losing to John Calipari and that Arkansas squad yesterday. I like Vanderbilt here. They're one of the top offenses here in the country. They're top 10 in turnover percentage. I think they're going to be good in this one. Easy win over McNeese here.
Agreed with you here, Caden. Tyler Tanner and Duke Miles have been studs for them, and
Yep.
they've taken care of Florida, Tennessee a couple times. So yeah, give me them here.
I agree. Vanderbilt for the win.
Now, an interesting one here, the 4-13 with Nebraska and Troy. I was close to putting Troy in here through one of the best offenses in the country. Just Nebraska is the better team here. I do have them advancing. And a little fun fact, they are the only Power 4 team in the nation who has never won a tournament game.
That's
So-
crazy.
Wow.
First time for everything this week.
Yeah, maybe Troy is the pick here. I'm going to be going the Cornhuskers with you, but I don't like that step. But yeah, like you said, they just seem like a better team. Although they lost to Purdue last couple times here, and I think they lost to U of I and a close one with Michigan too. They've kind of been on a losing trajectory.
And
here, but
at UCLA.
we're going to flip it around though with a win.
Against the Sun Belt champs.
That's right, baby.
Yep, I'm also taking Nebraska here. I agree. I think it's a well, I think closer matchup than people would think, but yeah, I think Nebraska's going to pull it out.
Yeah, I do think that could be a fun, kind of tight matchup where Troy does give them a little bit of a scare for sure. Now, that 6-11 matchup, you got the North Carolina Tar Heels taking on VCU. And I do have VCU as another 11-6 upset here where they just had a very good run in the A-10 tournament. Were able to go in, win that, play really good defense throughout. I have some clutch finishes there. They're really a do-it-all-by-committee team where anyone on that team can go. I think they have like 5 guys averaging at least 7 points per game for this roster as well. North Carolina, I know it's not new information, but Caleb Wilson is still out, obviously. And then also this UNC team, which it's a game I do expect to be close. They're outside the top 300 in the country in free throw percentage, shooting under 70% as a team, while VCU is a top 75 three-point shooting team at 36.4% as a team. I think VCU's offense is going to be able to do enough, and if this game does get close, I think North Carolina's free throw prowess can kill them here.
I'm going to be disagreeing here with you, Caden. I'm going to be taking the Tar Heels in this one. Like I said, I think it's going to be a very close game, and it does hurt North Carolina not having their best player, obviously. But I think they've been playing all right, though, without him. They're above 500. They're like 5-3, I believe. Took care of Louisville without him. Kind of got whooped pretty bad by Duke, the Blue Devils. But this VCU team's not a Blue Devils, so I think they're going to be able to take care of them.
Yeah, I'm going to take VCU in this one with Caden here. I don't think without Caleb Wilson, I think they have a shot in this game, but I think Caleb Wilson brings that energy for this team, and I think VCU is going to pull it out here.
Like it. Now, in our 3-14 matchup, we got Illinois taking on the representative from the Ivy League in Penn. And, hey, Penn's, a little frisky, one of the best. I think they are the best three-point shooting team in the country. Still like Illinois, though. I like them here to advance in this 3-14 matchup.
I'm with you here, Caden. This U of I team seems like it's going to be very boom or bust this
100%.
tournament. And I at least have them this round, so let's roll.
Yeah, I'm going to take Illinois here. I think Penn's a good squad. They had that one guy. He went off for 44 in their
44,
championship game. That was a pretty good game. But
Hit the game tying 3 to send it to overtime. Was just a bucket in overtime.
Oh yeah, but I have Illinois here. I'm going to stick with the squad. I think they got a pretty good squad. I don't have them going really far, but I think they're a pretty good squad.
And then 7-10 matchup with the St. Mary's Gales and the Texas A&M Aggies. I got the Gales here advancing as the 7th seed, where St. Mary's is a top 25 three-point shooting team in the country. They're second in the nation in free throw percentage, a top 15 rebounding team. And then they are also a top 40 in opponents' points per possession defensively. I think this is better, especially than a Texas A&M team that's kind of wishy-washy, really bad look, and that lost Oklahoma too in the conference tournament and left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth as well. So yeah, I got St. Mary's advancing in this one.
I'm with you here, Caden. This A&M team's, like you said, they don't play well against good teams, and at this part of the year, it's going to be always good teams. So I have St. Mary's here.
Yep, I also have St. Mary's in this one. And there's not much left to say about it. I think they're gonna win.
And then, yeah, the 215, the 215 to round out this region is the Houston Cougars and the Idaho Vandals.
Houston.
Idaho doesn't say, yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Idaho doesn't stand a chance here. Kelvin Sampson, in his tenure at Houston, they beat up on the bad teams. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Houston by a lot.
Yeah, man. They're out for revenge after coming up second last year. Give me Houston.
Yep, I also have Houston. I like their squad. Very, very well-rounded squad. I think they're going to win this game easily.
Yep. And now we'll move on to the Western region here for the round of 64. Kicking off another 116, Arizona, Long Island. Give me the Wildcats, simple as that.
Agreed.
Yep.
And now we got the 8-9 matchup between Villanova and Utah State. I like the 9 seed in Utah State coming in and winning this one. We're ended up winning the Mountain West tournament here this past weekend, where Utah State's top 10 of the nation in turnover percentage. Villanova's outside the top 180 in opponent 2-point percentage, and that's where Utah State likes to do most of their offense. A couple big guys down low do well for them. Utah State's also top 15 in the country in 2-point percentage, so a very contrasting effort there. I think Villanova also shoots under 70% from the free throw line, so really bad for that squad in a tight game. So give me the Aggies of Utah State in this 8-9 matchup.
You're agreeing with me too much, okay? And I'm also taking Utah State here. Never good when me and you agree. Yeah, this Nova team's been cold.
Hey, this ain't
They're ice
football.
cold.
This ain't football.
This ain't football. You're right, man. You're right. But yeah, this Nova team's been it's been ice cold, honestly. And Utah State's been heating up, man. So give me Utah here.
Yep, I'm going to third you guys on that one. I like the Utah State team. They've been pretty hot recently, so yeah.
Now the 5-12 matchup, we got the Wisconsin Badgers against High Point. Dwyer, you might remember, I thought High Point was going to have a beautiful victory in the first round last year as a 13 seed over Purdue. Did not happen. And I also think High Point goes winless in this year's, I think they also go winless in this year's tournament. This Wisconsin Badgers team has been looking really good. Held it really close with that Michigan team in that Big Ten championship game as well. Just can shoot the lights out from three. Good defensively. Give me Wisconsin here.
Fun fact, I was going over to the United Center earlier this week. I stuck in traffic behind the men's basketball team's Wisconsin's bus going back home.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but I'm picking High Point here, Caden. I am, man. High Point is entering the tournament on a big winning streak. I think they've won like 14 or 15 games, and they're going to keep it rolling, man. Big upset here. Upset alert.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. This Wisconsin team has been very solid this year, and I think they're going to win this game.
Yep. Now our 4-13, we do have the SEC champs in the Arkansas Razorbacks taking on Hawaii, who was able to go in and win their conference. Fun story for Hawaii. Good for them. Arkansas, John Calipari, Darius Acuff. That's all they need said. They're winning this game.
Acuff's a man. He's the
Acuff's
man.
a man.
Yeah, Calipari, baby. Let's roll.
Yep. I love Darius Acuff, and this matchup is, well, it's Hawaii, so I guess.
Hey, basketball over there? You got to be surfing or something, man.
Next, we got the 6-11 matchup between BYU and either Texas or NC State. I love BYU. Well, not BYU. I love AJ DeBonza. BYU doesn't know how to guard anybody. I don't care who wins the play-in game on Tuesday night. Give me Texas or NC State in this matchup. I think they will be able to take down BYU. They really don't have anyone else besides AJ DeBonza on this team. And I mean, Saunders has been out for them injury. Like they're so bad defensively. Yeah, DeBonza might need to drop 40 in every game for them to have a run, which maybe he could do. But also, I don't think that team as a whole is good enough. I think Texas, Dalen Swain's a good piece. They got some other guys who could get it done against the Cougars and NC State, who I do expect to come in and beat Texas on Tuesday night. Will be able to come in and handle this BYU team. They're amazing offensively. One of the top teams. Actually, both Texas and NC State are inside the top 30 in points per possession. BYU is outside the top 120 in points per possession. And then NC State, who I do think will be in this matchup, is fourth in points per possession away from home. And also away from home, they're second in three-point percentage at 41.2%. So I do think that offense just to be able to ride, especially against a terrible, terrible defense in BYU.
Yeah, Caden, although losing Saunders killed this BYU team, I'm still going to be taking them. Like you said, DeBonza, he's the best player in this game.
Best. He should be the number 1 overall pick.
Really, I mean, he really, honestly. So, I like taking the best player winning the game here. He might have to drop 40, and he could very well do that. So, give me BYU.
I agree with you here, Evan. I think DeBonsta, unlike my my Darren Peterson pick, I'm going to go with DeBonsta here. I'm going to have him win this game. So, yeah.
Is Boozer going to be the first pick?
No, I mean, it's between Peterson
It's
and
between,
DeBonza.
yeah.
Okay.
I like DeBonza more, and we got the weird cramping stuff going on with. Apparently, that's what Darren's trying to say now. That's why he's subbing himself out of games.
Oh. Sorry, guys.
Now
I
we
have
got
a cramp. I got to go out.
Now we got the 3-14 matchup between Gonzaga and Kennesaw State. Cool story for Kennesaw, who had a couple players suspended for that gambling probe earlier in the season. Come in, win the CUSA tournament. Give me the Zags, Mark Few, one of the best coaches in college basketball, even though they do choke in the tourney every year. I don't think it happens in the first round.
I mean, they may choke, but usually it's farther in the tournament. Usually, you know, it's not usually first round. So give me the Zags here, man.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you guys. The Zags. Chokers,
And then we got,
but, you know.
yeah. Next matchup is that 7-10 between the Miami Hurricanes and the Missouri Tigers. And I do have Missouri in this one as a little 10-7 upset. You look at it, the game for one is in Missouri. So I think that's huge just for the Tigers as a whole. Closer to home, don't have to travel as much. You will have more of a home support in this game. Then also they're top 45 in the nation in 2-point shooting percentage. I think that can help carry them here in this game. So give me Missouri here on the 10-7 upset.
Yeah, I'm with you here, Caden, with Mizzou, man. They played, I think it was a top 5 hardest schedule in the SEC this year. So they've had a lot of experience against tough teams. And, yeah, I think the home thing here helps, too.
Yep, I got Mizzou here. My boys at Mizzou. I got
Let's
T.O.
go.
Barrett and Mark Mitchell. They're gonna pull this off. I think they have a good squad. Tough schedule, yeah, like Evan said, but they have had some pretty good wins this year.
100%. And then the 2-15 Purdue Boilermakers against Queens, their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Give me the Boilermakers coming off that Big Ten championship. One of the hottest teams in the country, one of the best teams in the country.
Yes, sir, baby. Go Boilermakers.
I agree. You got to take Purdue here.
And now moving on to our final region of the round of 64 in the Midwest. We got Michigan as the 1 seed going up against either UMBC or Howard. Michigan's advancing. I have 0-1 or 16-1 upsets this year, so.
Well, guys, I'm gonna disagree. I'm with you. Michigan all the way. All the way.
Yeah, got to be Michigan.
Now another interesting 8-9 matchup here between the Georgia Bulldogs and the St. Louis Billikens. St. Louis had one of the last undefeated runs in the nation. They did falter a little bit to end the regular season, lost in that A-10 champion or A-10 tournament to Dayton in the semifinals. But I still do like the Billikens to advance against Georgia here, where St. Louis, one thing I think that really has going for them, they're top 30 in points per possession and top 30 in opponents' points per possession. So one of the best offenses, and they limit points defensively with Georgia. Not a great team, I don't think, by any means. They have lost some bad games. I mean, so has Texas. They both lost to Ole Miss in that SEC tournament, but I do think St. Louis is able to get it done here. A short little 9-8 upset.
I'm gonna have to disagree here with you, Caden. I think Georgia's gonna pull this one off. This is the first time St. Louis has been in a minute. I'm pretty sure it's like the '90s or something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, just
Hey, one thing with them, Dwyer, I forgot to mention. They got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Robbie
remember
Avila,
him.
man.
Robbie Avila. The goggles.
There's a kid on their team, Quentin Jones, is it? Quentin something. I went to high school with him. He's a cool dude. But
Robbie Avila went to my rival high school.
Where'd he go?
He went to Oak Forest.
Word, really?
Yeah, I watched him. I watched him drop 40 on my team on my sophomore year.
Dang.
And then he went to Illinois State.
Yeah.
No,
Indiana State.
Indiana State, my bad.
Exactly.
Indiana State. Sycamores.
Yeah.
And now he's with St. Louis, being a dog once again. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going to lead the Billikens to a victory over the Bulldogs.
That's just not happening here. That's just not happening.
It's happening. I think this SLU team, when they lock in, they could be a good team. And I think
Better
they're
be.
a pretty good squad. So
Yeah, Dwyer, how do you feel about that?
I'm feeling great when Georgia wins, baby. They're ready to roll. All right.
Hey, now we got an interesting one here. Texas Tech Red Raiders against the Akron Zips, your MAC champions. And I haven't picked a 5-12 upset yet, Dwyer.
You love your Mac.
The Akron Zips are going to get this first round upset done away from the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Obviously, no JT Toppin. Christian Anderson, who got hurt during the Big 12 tournament, is supposed to be back, will not be at 100%. So we'll see exactly how he looks. The thing with Akron, top 10 in the nation in points per possession, top 85 in turnovers per possession. They're a 38.5 three-point shooting team, which is top 15. They're top 25 as well in two-point shooting. So they score one of the best offenses we got in college basketball here. Tech is outside the top 320 in free throws per possession. They very rarely get to the line and send them to the line a lot. They're outside the top 180 in two-point field goal percentage defensively. And they are outside of the top 125 in their own two-point shooting percentage. So, they're a good team, but I do think the injuries and just what Akron could light fire in that bottle, just be such an electric offensive team. They're going to be able to get done that 12-5 upset against the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Kate, I'm going to agree with you here.
You have to agree?
I do. I
Wow.
Well, Toppin's. I don't have as much all those fancy stats as you do, but I just saw Toppin's hurt. Anderson, so he's not going to be 100%.
No, he's going to be playing though, but I'd assume it's still a little bit.
He's going to
lingering.
play the entire game still.
Yeah.
I like Akron. I like.
Hell yeah, Dwyer. Hell
They're
yeah.
real nice. They're nicey. They got me feeling nice.
I'm
Got me feeling
disagreeing
nice,
with you
too.
guys here. I gotta disagree with you guys here. I'm
Boo.
taking Texas Tech. I don't think there's gonna be a 12-5 upset there today. So
No, we support the Akron Zips on this pod. They're winning it all, baby. No, they're not winning it all.
winning it all.
You never know. No. Now we get to a 4-13 here with the Alabama Crimson Tide and Hofstra. Alabama, as of a couple hours ago, they lost their second leading scorer for the tournament. Bro got arrested, felony marijuana possession.
What's up with these Alabama players and getting arrested, bro?
Oh, Brandon Miller. Oh, that's a pull, man.
Yeah, Brandon Miller's the GOAT now, though, with the Hornets.
Dude,
It's our boy.
Because basketball and football players, these Southern boys either like to crash their cars, drinking,
Yep.
hitting women, or gambling,
Hell yeah.
smoking weed.
So I do think Hofstra is live in this game. I think we could see a 13-4 upset. I'm not picking it. I do think the Crimson Tide still get it done here. But look out for Hofstra in this game for keeping it close.
I actually do have Oshra in this one. I didn't even know the Alabama thing. That's awesome.
I love it. I was close to picking Hofstra as well.
I saw the center. It's back. It's like back to back. You don't want to go 12 and 13 like that. It's crazy. But you gotta get crazy, man. I like their center. He's like a 7 foot, like 300-pound dude, monster. Like
Damn.
all the boards, big boy. It's their like first time in it for a minute. So that's a little magic here, huh?
Oh yeah.
I will say I was pretty close to picking Hofstra after seeing the news about the arrest, but I'm taking Alabama in this one. I think they're gonna pull it out. It might be a closer game, but I think Alabama's gonna pull it out.
Hey, I wouldn't be sad if Hofstra came in and pulled off this upset for Dwyer. I'll leave it at that.
I agree.
Now we got the 6-11 with Tennessee going up against either Miami, Ohio, or SMU. Because Miami, Ohio, after going 31-0, went and lost their first round in the MAC tournament against UMass. They are not a good team. Like, yes, they went 31-0. I don't care though. Who wins between Miami, Ohio, or SMU. They could beat SMU and get a real tournament game. That'd be good for them. Whoever wins that game, though, in my opinion, they are going to lose to the Tennessee Volunteers.
I agree, Caden. Although Miami, Ohio, it'd be pretty sick. It is cool. You're like undefeated like that.
And then lose.
But who are they playing
to
really
UMass.
though? You know,
They
Yeah,
played
it's
nobody. They played absolutely nobody all year.
Yeah, it's not gonna help you in these type of games. So maybe Tennessee here.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys here. I think one of these teams, both of these teams are. I mean, yeah, like you said, Miami's not that great, but I think if Miami Ohio makes it, they've been saying all year that they want to play some people, and nobody ever played them. So I think they want to show out, and they'll show up for this game, and they're gonna pull that one out if they win, or even SMU. I think will win this game. They have a pretty good squad too.
SMU and their boy Boopy. Dude, I was watching their conference tournament game the other night. I'm like, I forget the dude's real name, but he goes by Boopy. You can't be good with your name Boopy.
You know what that rhymes with? Poopy.
Comedy.
I'm here all night, folks.
Now, next one we got is the 3-14 matchup with the Virginia Cavaliers and Wright State. Wright State going in, being able to win the Horizon League. I think that's where their story ends, though. I do think they lose to the Cavaliers here. Cavaliers pull off the win.
Short and sweet. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'll agree with Evan here. I'll say short and sweet. I agree. Give me
What a way to
Virginia.
put it.
Short.
Yep.
Agreed.
Short, agreed. Now the 7-10 matchup between Kentucky and Santa Clara. I do have Santa Clara coming in and being able to win this matchup against the Wildcats, where Santa Clara is top 25 in the nation in offensive rebound percentage. They're also top 30 in turnovers generated defensively, while being 24th in points per possession and in the top 55 of 2-point shooting percentage as well. Good offensive team. They're going to generate a lot of turnovers against this Wildcats offense. I think Santa Clara is going to be able to kind of control this game, be able to win it as well.
I agree with you here, Caden. Again, sadly. Yeah, I feel like the Kentucky team's been like the team, like, oh, we beat Kentucky. You know, like they're like kind of like that team for other teams, like, oh, like that's a good win for us, but like they've just been getting beat on all year.
They haven't been great this year.
Yeah, it's not a good year. So give me Santa Barbara, baby.
I'm disagreeing with you guys. I took Kentucky here. It was a close choice between the two, but I mean, Kentucky's always, you never know in the tournament. You see Kentucky, so.
I like it.
Okay.
Booker, alma mater.
And then the last one is the Iowa State Cyclones taking on Tennessee State in the 2-15 matchup. Give me the Cyclones. Simple as that.
I agree, but they've been losing a lot.
No, I still like the Cyclones, yeah.
Yeah, even though they've been losing, I don't think they lose.
I don't think they lose
to
this
Tennessee
matchup.
State. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm sure somebody big came out of there in any sport, maybe. They're like a baseball player.
I don't think so.
Probably a baseball player, maybe.
Probably
If
like-
anything.
Like a random, like a Aaron Nola or something. You know what I mean?
Pitching for Team Italy tonight.
See if you show.
Had a good start.
What's the score of that game?
2-1 Italy. Right now, bottom 5, or maybe going to top 6.
Interesting.
Now we will move on to the round of 32. Back up to the eastern side of the bracket, where I have the 1-seeded Duke taking on the 8-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes, and I still think the best team in the country, according to the rankings here going into the bracket, the number 1 overall seed in the Duke Blue Devils with Cam Boozer, with the rest of this roster. They're going to be able to get it done. Even though Ohio State's been a little frisky in Big Ten play, I do think their run ends here after one win. So give them the Duke here.
Yeah, I have them versus TCU, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Duke's still the better team. I don't think they should sweat this one.
Yep, I'm gonna agree here, Duke.
Good team, man.
Good team, man, Neb. Now the next matchup we got is, I have it as the number 5 seed is St. John's taking on the number 4 seed Kansas Jayhawks. And I do like Rick Pitino's squad in St. John's to come in and take down Kansas in this matchup. Darren Peterson's been so weird, especially it's been weird because he's been actually playing more minutes as of late, and this Kansas team's actually looked worse. So very confusing thing going on there for the Jayhawks. I think Rick Pitino, it's close between him and Bill Self. I do think Pitino might be a better coach overall than Bill Self, though. And this St. John squad is much better defensively. So give me the Red Storm to advance to the Sweet 16.
I do agree with you here, Caden. I don't know. Like you said, coaching matters. I think this is a better team than they had last year. I want to prove some people wrong here, so give me. I'm here.
I got St. John's versus California Baptist, but it's not.
That is
change.
right.
It's going to be St. John's. It's going to be St. John's. So.
Hey, look. Well, okay, so all three of us have St. John's. Interesting. We'll see how that screws us wrong. And then next matchup, actually, we all have it as, whoa, we definitely missed some games.
I knew it. I know you did.
I figured.
That's
yeah,
on
'cause-
me, Dwyer.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I was like, maybe he's going back to
no,
it. Yeah.
you should have said so.
It's my bad.
I looked right over that. Blair, that's why you were confused when I went over to the UConn game.
What an absolute goober this guy is.
So I have it as South Florida against Michigan State in this matchup because I think Michigan State manhandles North Dakota State. And what I do think is could be a close game between South Florida and Michigan State here in the round of 32 with South Florida's offensive prowess. I do like Michigan State here where away from home, they're the number one defensive rebounding team in the country. And I do think that's going to play a big part into this game against South Florida, which looks to be a little bit of a higher paced game. And it's Tom Izzo in March. So I do have the 3-seeded Michigan State advancing to the Sweet 16.
I have South Florida, but I don't have North Dakota State getting manhandled. I have them coming out of this game with a victory. Just pulling off.
Oh, I skipped right over one of Dwyer's biggest upset of the bracket.
Yeah, and they're gonna lose though second round to South Florida Bulls, baby. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Caden here. I got USF versus Michigan State. Michigan State's gonna pull that one out. So simple as
Okay.
that.
And then, the other matchup is UConn for all of us. I have it against UCLA because I do like UCLA in that matchup against USF here in the first round. What I think could be a close game because the one concern for UCLA is they are 4-9 away from home this season on either away or neutral court. So that does scare me. Even still, though, UCLA's top 30 in three-point percentage in the country at 38%, and they're top 15 in turnovers per possession defensively. They're going to turn over this UCF team, which is just seems a little lackadaisical sometimes offensively. So I think UCLA will advance to the round of 32, but then their season will end against this UConn team here, which will be advancing to the Sweet 16.
yeah, I can't. I have it the same exact way. UConn winning too. Yeah, it's over, man. UConn's over.
I got UCLA, UConn too, and then I got UCLA coming out of this one. I think they've been
Ooh.
pretty decent as of recently. So
That
think I
little
got- I
Big
got
Ten
the
tourney
UCLA
run's
team.
getting to you?
yeah, I like them. I like them in this tournament.
Even though they're 4-9 away from home this year?
No one's impressed by your stats, big dog.
Even though you and me have a lot the same, Dwyer, so I think
I don't
are.
like it. I don't like it.
Now we get to the southern region here for the round of 32, where I have it as the 1-seeded Florida Gators going up against the 8-seeded Clemson Tigers, where I do think Florida's able to keep their run going, their defense of the national championship alive here, and advance to the Sweet 16 against a Clemson team that's just not as good as Florida.
I agree here. I think this is the last one that's not going to be like very sweat free for Florida.
100%.
Yeah, I got Florida, Iowa, but I also have Florida making it out of this one. So
And then next matchup, I have it as the 5-seeded Vanderbilt Commodores taking on the 4-seeded Nebraska Cornhuskers. And I have my second straight 5-seed advancing to the Sweet 16. I love this Vandy team. They looked amazing in the NCAA tournament. Like you were mentioning earlier, Dwyer, now I'm drawing a blank on his name. Duke Miles coming back from injury has been huge for this team. Really helped expand that offense into something even better. Nebraska's interesting. I don't think they started the year off great, but I do think we've seen them slide a little bit as of late, not as good. And I do think Vandy's just the better overall team that they're going to come in, win this game, advance to the Sweet 16.
I have it the same exact way, kid. I have nothing else to add.
I also have it the same exact way. So
High on the Commodores on this pod.
We like them.
And then I got the 11-3 matchup on my end of the bracket of VCU going up against Illinois. And Caden Wagler, best player in this game by far, and I think he's going to be able to carry Illinois to a victory here, advance to the Sweet 16. Illinois has got some other stuff going for them. I'll get to that a little bit later when the games become more meaningful.
Yeah, I have Illinois winning this one. I think just North Carolina doesn't have the 3-point, just doesn't have anything to like compete with that offense. So, Eli.
yeah, I have Illinois, VCU. I'm gonna agree with Caden and both of you here. Illinois is gonna win this one easily. Keaton Wagler.
Dog.
Page's kid. Can't forget about Andrei Stojakovic, but yeah.
Yeah. And then I have it as the 2-7 matchup now between the St. Mary's Gales and the Houston Cougars. And I know Houston had a tough loss in the national championship last year, but I think their run ends in the round of 32 this year with St. Mary's coming in and taking down Houston. Already said some things with St. Mary's. We're top 25 3-point percentage team, but I think the big thing that's going to play here is St. Mary's is the number 2 free throw shooting team in the country at just a little over 80% as a team, where this Houston team is outside the top 225 in opponent free throws allowed per game. So they send these teams to the line a lot. And with a team like St. Mary's, which isn't going to miss 10 free throws in a game, I think that's going to pay huge dividends. Also with Houston, they give up, even though they are great at generating turnovers, they're 161st in the country in opponent offensive rebounding percentage, and giving up 29% of offensive misses into a second chance on road or neutral games. So about a third of the shots they get offensive rebounded away from home. And I think that plus the free throw shooting is going to be Houston's downfall here. Give me the Gales and a little bit of an upset to reach the Sweet 16.
I like it, Caden. I do, but I disagree. This Houston team, I think, is still a better team. They played top 25 opponents. They played 8 more games against them, went 5-6. BPI rank is 4th to St. Mary. What's the C stand for? College? What's the C stand for?
Probably. I don't really know.
Whatever that doesn't matter.
I just know they're the St. Mary's Gales. That's all I know.
CMC is losing this game. That's all I got.
CMC?
CMC?
Christian McCaffrey's losing this game.
CMC is getting injured in this game.
even though also Dwyer, it would be SMG.
It has SMC.
Oh, for the college. Yeah, St.
That's
Mary's
why I
college.
asked for the C, but
I'd assume college.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I got Houston in this one too with Evan. I think Houston's gonna trying to go for a revenge run this year. I love my boy Kingston Fleming. So yeah,
Kingston
I'm gonna
Fleming
go Houston in
is
this one.
awesome.
He's a dog.
Kingston Fleming's Emmanuel Sharp.
Oh yeah.
I do think they are very good basketball players, but give me the Gales in that one, baby. Now we'll move on to the western region of the bracket for our round of 32, where I have it as the number 1 seed Arizona Wildcats taking on the number 9 seed Utah State Aggies. This is where I do think the run for Utah State ends. I think this could be a little bit of an interesting matchup, closer than maybe people might expect, but Arizona, they got some great players there, Cope, Pete, some other guys, that they're just going to be able to do enough to get this done, advance to the Sweet 16 as the 1 seed.
I agree. Like you said, it's probably going to be a close game. They played a lot of teams very close this year, but they've been winning those games, so give me Arizona.
Yep. I got Arizona too. I think Bronny James is gonna come into this one. It's 50.
Bryce James.
Bryce James, not Bronny. My bad.
Yeah, even though he's redshirted, he's going to come in and drop.
Yeah, they're bringing him in for the tournament.
Should.
Next, I have it as the 5-seeded Wisconsin Badgers taking on the 4-seeded Arkansas Razorbacks. And this is the first time I got a 4-seed winning, because I do think the Razorbacks are going to be able to win this, even with Wisconsin's shooting prowess, especially beyond the arc. When you got the best player in the game and someone like Darius Acuff, I do think it's going to play huge dividends in such a tight matchup. That give me John Calipari, give me the Razorbacks to advance to the Sweet 16.
I'm going to keep the trend going and just talking about how good this kid is, because all 3 of us did the first round. He just started it. Darius Acuff is the best college basketball player in the country right now. I have him against High Point, but yeah, they're winning this game.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you got High Point, baby.
That's right.
I got Arkansas versus Wisconsin, and I'm gonna go with Wisconsin in this one.
Oh, boom!
I think. No, I think it's gonna be a close matchup, but I think Wisconsin's gonna pull this one out.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game will be very close, assuming High Point doesn't pull off the upset.
Don't hate on High Point, man.
Hey man, they ruined my bracket last year. I can't.
They did me dirty last year. You had them last year too?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna come in and take down Purdue.
I was so high on them that.
Now this one gets very interesting for me. I have it as either Texas or NC State taking on Gonzaga here in this matchup. And this will change depending on who wins the NC State Texas game tomorrow night. If Texas wins this game, I still think Texas gets by BYU, but then they lose to Gonzaga. But if NC State comes in and is able to win this game, I do think they're going to be able to come in, get through BYU, and then be able to get through Gonzaga, who has been dealing with a lot of injuries. Like Graham Ike is still a good player, 20-point per game scorer, can do good things for this squad. But you're Braden Huff, he's been injured all year. We don't know if you're really going to get much of anything from him in this tournament. They are not a great, usually what you see with these Gonzaga teams is a great offense and then a iffy-ish defense. They have not been great offensively this year. Their defense has been good. And I do think NC State's offense can overpower that Gonzaga defense, and Graham Ike and company won't be able to do enough. So assuming NC State makes it into the actual field of 64, I have them advancing to the Sweet 16. But if it is Texas, my Longhorns, who are able to beat NC State tomorrow night or tonight as of release, I will have Gonzaga advancing. But in my mind, with NC State winning, I do have them right now on my bracket as advancing to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, Caden, I have BYU against Gonzaga, but I'm going to have Gonzaga winning this one. Kind of like we said with BYU, they're very hit or miss. They got their one guy. And
They
that's
don't
it.
play defense.
They don't play defense, and that's going to make it easier for this Gonzaga team to play offense, I think.
Like Dwyer, you know what they remind me of? When you and me were doing our daily NBA parlays at the start of the year, they remind me of the Hornets, like the start of your Hornets. Not this new good Hornets team that can play defense.
Yeah.
They remind me of the early season Hornets. Are like, yeah, we might put up 130, but we're going to give up 128 as well.
Yeah. They're fun. They're definitely fun. But, yeah.
Entertaining games.
I mean, yeah, it's just like you said, it's just not as good of a team to keep up. But I think Gonzaga's still a good team. Like, you kind of crapped on them, but
100%.
they're still 30
Hey,
and
they
3,
still have Mark
30 and
Few.
3
I
this
like-
year. They're a very good
Yeah,
team.
Mark Few's a great coach. Graham Ike's a great player. I do think Braden Huff, with all his injury concerns and whether or not we'll really see him in the tournament or not, it's going to play to the downfall for. I mean, we mentioned in the round of 64,
The tournament's biggest chokers. Year in,
Yeah.
year out. They're getting that stupid Tubi documentary about March Madness, even though they've never won a chip. I can't stand watching that commercial because I'm like, yeah, you guys have great teams every year, but then you never do shit with them.
Yeah. I got BYU Gonzaga, and I got the Chokers losing in the round of 32 to the BYU. I mean, AJ DeBansta against those Chokers, he's going to drop 50. He's not even going to drop 40. He's going to drop 50. So, yeah, I got BYU in that matchup.
Okay, interesting. Little split there between the three of us. Could be three, I mean, in a way, three different outcomes, just depending on those winners. Next matchup, I have it as the number 10 seed, Missouri Tigers taking on the number 2 seed, Purdue Boilermakers. And I think the Boilermakers run continues here. Some great players on this squad. And just Missouri, even though they are a great offensive team, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Purdue, who is the number 2. I believe they are the number 2 offense in all of college basketball this year on a points per possession basis, only behind Illinois.
Yeah, man. I mean, Braden Smith was like the best passer in
Yep.
college basketball history. He's trying to be here.
I think he's one away. I think I saw
One,
from
that's
tying
it?
the most ever.
Yeah, I saw him
So
drop
he'll get
16
that in the round of
person.
64.
Watch him drop 60 in person, and like
Did he drop 16 in that game you were
Yeah,
at?
dude, crazy,
Damn.
insane. Yeah, man, his offense is humming. I mean, really, their only like weakness is like they give up the 3 ball. Like they just let teams back into games, which is a problem. But they've been shutting down on that as of recent. So, yeah, give me Purdue here.
I
Take 'em,
got to
Finn.
disagree
Take 'em.
with you guys here. I got
I
the
know it.
Mizzou Tigers. I got them. I had to take them.
Boo!
I love Mizzou. So I'm not a big
Yeah,
Purdue fan, so I had to go with the Tigers here.
You're not going to like my bracket then, just spoiler alert.
Oh,
You suck, kid.
You're not going to like my bracket. Now we'll move to the final region for the round of 32 with the Midwest, where I have it as the number 1 seed, Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 9 seed, St. Louis Billikens. And as much as I love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Robbie Avila, I do think their run ends here. Michigan's just the better team. They're going to be able to come in and win this game, I think, pretty handily.
See, yeah, I agree. Michigan's gonna win this game, but they're gonna just whoop up on the Bulldogs instead.
I think Michigan's had some crazy losses this year. I think
Oh
they're gonna have
my
a crazy
God.
loss to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Robbie Avila's gonna come into that game and he's gonna dominate. They're gonna win that game. St. Louis.
Hey, I'm not against
St. Louis
that.
to the chip.
St. Louis and Akron to the chip, baby. Even though the next team we're talking about is the good old Akron Zips, taking on in my bracket the Alabama Crimson Tide, as Venezuela just tied the game in the 7th. Acuna's a dog. This game's electric. But back to college basketball. The Akron Zips, baby. Alabama is going to be missing their number 2 scorer. Hofstra might even beat them in the opening round. And this Akron team, after they're taking down Texas Tech, they're just going to be hot. Top 10 offense of the nation. This Bama team isn't great defensively at all. Akron's going to be able to score and score lots and lots of points. And they're going to take down this Crimson Tide team and advance to the Sweet 16.
A lot of emotion out of you here, Caden. Love this
Dude,
team.
with that, I love me some Akron.
Yeah, I have the number 12 seed Akron versus number 13 Hofstra. Hofstra. I don't know how to say it.
You got this, right? Hofstra.
Hofstra. Yeah. They're thinking out Akron here, Kate. I'm sorry to ruin your hopes here. This is a good team. They're gonna be riding high after beating up on.
What? And Hofstra's not going to be riding high after beating up on Alabama?
I'm saying they're gonna be riding high on it, and then they're gonna take down Akron. So
Oh, you have Hofstra as the Sweet
Yeah.
16 team.
yeah, baby. You already know.
Not Akron? The Goats?
Someone had to cool your thunder, buddy.
That are going to ruin my hopes and dreams and lose to Texas Tech, but I don't care. They're going to the Sweet 16.
I got the Texas Tech Alabama matchup here, and I think losing
Boo!
I think Alabama losing their second best scorer. I mean, that's a big loss, and I think Texas Tech is going to come out with this one.
Michael Lorenzen is choking it for Italy. Venezuela leads. But, hey, I don't like your bracket, Finn. Me and Dwyer know what's up with Akron.
You don't have to
Hofstra-
like it. You don't have to like it.
Hofstra
gonna
might
take down
even
the
be in
ship.
that game as well. Yeah. He might. My bracket's going to suck again. I already know it, but I got to feel good about it before it starts.
Oh yeah.
Because then in the next matchup, I got the number 6 seed Tennessee Volunteers taking on the number 3 seed Virginia Cavaliers. And I like Virginia to come in and win this matchup where they're outside the top 225 in opponent turnover percentage or in turnover percentage, so they don't turn over teams well. And then Virginia is 32nd in opponent 3-point shooting percentage, which Tennessee likes to kind of thrive on for their offense. And I think Virginia's going to be able to slow them down there, get some boards, be able to, when it happens, get to the free throw line, make some shots. Virginia's also top 15 in the country in rebound percentage, so limit those extra possessions. Give me Virginia over Tennessee here.
Yeah, I also agree with you here, Virginia. They're very deep. They have a very deep team. I think they're on like a 9-man
Yep.
rotation, which you don't see too much. It's usually just like
Especially this late in the
year.
year.
Yeah, hey, somebody's getting hurt usually. So they're at full force here. I think they take care of Tennessee.
I do like Virginia, but I got my Miami, Ohio, or SMU winning that game. They're gonna keep it rolling after that round of 64 when they're gonna take on Virginia and win in the round of 32.
So all I'm hearing is we have the Midwest region as the one with the most carnage. I have Akron in the Sweet 16. You have Hofstra in the Sweet 16, and you have Miami, Ohio /SMU in the Sweet
SMU,
16.
yes.
Dude, I don't even know who it's gonna be.
This is our carnage side of the bracket, and I love it. And then the final round of 32 game we got is what I have as the 10 seed Santa Clara taking on number 2 seed Iowa State. While this might be a very close game with Santa Clara's defense and what they're able to do, I still think Iowa State's a better team, one of the best teams in the country. Had some great play there in the Big 12 tournament as well. Now give me the Cyclones here to reach the Sweet 16.
I agree with you here, kid. Everything good stuff.
Well, I had Kentucky, Iowa State, but I'm going to agree with you guys here. I got Iowa State.
We've made it to the Sweet 16 now, boys. We're back in the Eastern region. I have it, actually we all have it, as the Duke Blue Devils as the 1 seed, taking on the 5 seed St. John's Red Storm. And this is where I think the run ends for Rick Pitino's squad. I think Cam Boozer and company with Duke are going to be able to come in, win this matchup, advance to the Elite Eight, keep doing their thing as the number 1 overall seed in this tournament.
I agree. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be probably the best game. I think St. John coming off a Kansas win, I think that's going to be a good game. Where Duke, I feel like they're going to be kind of like resting. It's kind of like their bye weeks, the first couple of games here.
Yep.
But Duke's winning.
Yeah, I got Duke. Like Evan said, I think it's going to be a close game. This was actually a close pick for me, but I don't think Duke's going to get upset here. So.
And then the other game in the Eastern region, I have it as the number 3 seed, Michigan State Spartans, taking on the number 2 seed, UConn Huskies. And I think this will be a very close matchup. I do have the 3 seed in Michigan State being able to advance here in this game where I said it earlier, I'll say it again. Away from home, they're the number 1 defensive rebounding team in the country. They limit all those second and third chances. And UConn, they're not a great shooting team. They're relying on some stuff inside, which I think Michigan State will be able to slow down. And another thing, it comes down to coaching a lot, especially in college. Tom Izzo, in my opinion, is a better coach than Dan Hurley. Tom Izzo in March is another just scary thing to think about as well. So, yeah, give me the Spartans here to go to the Elite Eight.
I have it South Florida and UConn, and I'm going to be taking UConn to win.
South Florida? God.
No. UConn, I mean, it's hard to say. How do you say Hurley's a worse coach? I mean, the guy's won championships.
He won the back. He won the
back-to-back.
Yeah.
And their seniors.
I also think
going
the
for
squad's
3.
just not as good.
Yeah, but man, they use everybody, man. There's a reason why whenever they win, it's like you don't see this like that one stud. They all come together as a team, man, as a team.
Michigan State's also got Jeremy
Fears,
brother of Jeremiah.
Fears.
He might get kicked out of the game. Who knows? Man?
9 assists a game he's averaging.
He might get hurt, man. Or he might hurt somebody else, get taken out of the game, man. So give me UConn.
You might try.
You might try.
Always gonna try.
But he'll also be throwing dimes.
Oh yeah, he will. Take his over and assist that game. I got Michigan State, UCLA, and I got UCLA pulling this one off. So
He's got Ukla to the Elite Eight.
yes, I do.
The Bruins. That's an interesting one there.
Yeah.
But I do
gotta
think
have some interesting
Hey, I
ones.
know, and I do think they can match up. If they do make it there, I do think they can match up interestingly with that UConn Huskies squad and make that a close game. Now we'll move on to the South region for the Sweet 16, where I have it, and I think we all do, as the number 1 seed Florida Gators taking on the number 5 seed Vanderbilt Commodores. We saw this game just a couple days ago, where Vanderbilt was able to win by, I believe it was 17. I'll check for sure. Yeah, 91-74 in favor of Vanderbilt. And while I don't think it'll be a 17-point victory for Vanderbilt, I do think it'll be a Vanderbilt victory here, and they'll be moving on to the Elite Eight. This Florida team, they're still a good basketball team. Not as good as that national championship team from last season. They're outside the top 300 in three-point percentage as a team. It just isn't, they are not shooting the ball. And someone like Vandy, who does shoot the ball really well, especially against some guys back from injury. Vandy's also top 10 in the country in turnover percentage, while Florida is in turnover percentage, while Florida is outside the top 170 in turnover percentage. So very contrasting things there, especially with Florida's lack of three-point shooting. I think Vandy's just too explosive offensively. They're going to be advancing to the Elite Eight and knock out the 1-seeded Florida Gators.
Yeah, Caden, I'm actually with you with this one. These 1 seeds A gotta start falling.
You say actually as if you haven't picked so many the same in this bracket. I'm actually with you on this one. Don't worry.
Surprisingly. I just don't like taking a team that's it's gonna take Vanderbilt being cold from 3 for Florida to win. So give me the team that's balls in their court.
Yep, I also have Vanderbilt here. I think Caden,
We're high on Vanderbilt here, baby.
Caden hit it on the nail, saying it's not going to be a 17-point victory, but it's going to be a victory for Vanderbilt here.
Yeah, look at us, all high on the Commodores. And just Florida not being that great. Then I have it different than you guys here, but I have it as the 3-seeded Illinois taking on the number 7 seed St. Mary's. And I think Illinois' run continues here to the Elite Eight. You still got Keaton Wagler here. You're a top 15 team in the country in free throw percentage. And also another big thing here, they allow the fewest opponent free throw attempts per game. So they don't let their opponents get to the line. When Illinois gets to the line, they make it a top 15 clip in the country. They're top 25 in 2-point percentage. Just a really good team. Number 1 team in offense in points per possession offensively. Number 2 Ken Palm offense, only behind Purdue. I think the Illinois team, while they are very volatile and we've seen them lose some interesting games here late down the stretch, I think the run continues here against St. Mary's, and they will be going on to the Elite Eight against Vandy.
I have U of I versus Houston, and I have Houston coming out of this one. Like we said earlier in the podcast, I was like, oh, yeah, like Illinois is very boom or bust. They could get very cold and lose a game like how they've shown to do. And Houston's a lockdown defense, and I trust Houston here more.
Except against Arizona in that Big 12 championship. That was really weird how high scoring that game was.
They're just testing stuff out, man.
Yep, I agree with you here, Evan. I think Houston's going to win this matchup against U of I. I'm really high on this Houston team. I know. I got to take the sweatshirt off now. I could take it off. I got my Mizzou shirt on under it.
Yeah, got them in.
Yeah, they're still alive for you.
No, yeah, I really like this Houston team, so I got them winning against U of I.
Okay. Now we'll move to our western side of the bracket, where I have it as the 1 seed Arizona Wildcats taking on the 4 seed Arkansas Razorbacks. And Dwyer, like you said, we've been talking up Darius Acuff all day, but I do think his run ends here. Arizona's a better overall team here, even though the Wildcats, kind of like Gonzaga, just kind of notorious tournament chokers. I don't think the choke comes yet. I think they are an Elite Eight bound team, and Arizona's going to be able to take down Arkansas and John Calipari here in the Sweet 16.
Man, so I'm going to be the last one to talk about my boy Acuff, right? Finn, you don't have him out. Darius Acuff. I love you, man. You're the man. You're going to be a great NBA player someday. People are going to be looking up on you.
You need him on the Chicago Bulls, Dwyer?
We need him on the Chicago Bulls, our first overall pick. Because
Bulls win the lottery, say screw DeBonds, screw Peterson, screw Boozer. We're taking Acuff.
Acuff's going to play the game of his life against Arizona and take him down because Arizona loses this game here. Give me Arkansas, baby.
So you're not done talking about him?
Nope. Not today.
I got the 1 seed Arizona versus the 5 seed Wisconsin, and I'm going to agree with Evan here. I think Arizona's going to lose, except it's going to come to Wisconsin. So,
Interesting. Then the other one I have in the West region is either NC State or Gonzaga. Once again, depending on how that NC State-Texas game ends up. Right now, I do have it as the NC State against Purdue. This is where I do think NC State's run as an 11 seed does end. I know we saw that crazy run a couple years back where they came in, might have even been as an 11 seed or a 10 seed, when it made the Final Four looking electric. I don't think it goes that far. I think it's only a Sweet 16 run this year, and Purdue, the Boilermakers, Braden Smith, Kaufman Wren, that run keeps going for them, and they advance to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I'm with you here. I think Purdue wins, but it's against Gonzaga, and I think it's going to be a great game. Yeah, Boilermakers, man. Braden Smith, the man.
yeah, my bracket's totally different than you guys here. I got BYU, Missouri. And,
Yeah,
I know
Mizzou.
we've been talking about that BYU defense being pretty shit, and I think Mizzou's gonna take this one. They're gonna have the 10 seed going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, Missouri.
So you got it. So you're going to have one of Wisconsin or Missouri in your Final Four.
Yes,
Hell yeah. After the most chalk tournament of all time last year, Finn's hoping for some carnage.
Awesome.
We need to see some carnage. We need it.
Well, now we're getting to our carnage region with the Midwest, where I have it as the Michigan Wolverines taking on the 12 seed Akron Zips. I can't have Akron go on any further. As much as I want to say they're an Elite Eight bound team, I do think the run ends here. They don't have the size, I don't think, to compete with this Michigan team down low. Michigan's better, they're the best defensive team they will have faced to this point as well. Slow down that top 10 offense in Akron, and the Zips, an incredible run to the Sweet 16, but that's as far as they get.
I have it Michigan versus Virginia, and I have Michigan win this game.
No, that's just not even. That's an Elite Eight game.
That's an Elite Eight game, buddy.
Oh, it's Michigan versus Hofstra.
You have
Yeah.
Michigan and Hofstra.
It's gonna be a great game, but no, Michigan on a buzzer beater, man, on a prayer. And it's gonna be a half court prayer, heave, win, crazy at win. That's it.
Okay. I got my St. Louis Billikens versus Texas Tech.
Oh,
I know
wow.
we've been talking about those Texas Tech injuries, man. I got Robbie Avila to the Elite Eight, baby.
Holy crap.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, baby.
I love it.
Dwyer, thoughts?
That'd be sick, dude. That'd be great.
Hometown kid.
Dude, if Finn's gonna either win this thing or
Say-
go last, dude. He's
Or
going
go
for
dead
it all.
last. It's
I
one
know
of the
we're gonna
two.
have
It's
these same
boomer
things,
bust.
dude.
It's boomer bust.
And then, yeah, I have the last matchup in the Sweet 16 as the number 3 seed Virginia Cavaliers against the number 2 seed Iowa State Cyclones. And I do have Virginia taking down Iowa State here, mainly because of what happens with Iowa State's free throw percentage. 'Cause I do think this is going to be a very close and tight game. Iowa State's outside the top 300 in the country in free throw percentage. They shoot under 68% as a team. So they are terrible from the charity stripe. And in a tight game where especially in college basketball, it's always coming down to free throws. I think that will cost them here, if not earlier in the tournament. So give me Virginia here to make it to the Elite Eight against Michigan.
Yeah, everybody knows who I picked already, so I'm gonna try and make
Yeah,
it fair.
you got Virginia.
Virginia is gonna win this game.
My Miami, Ohio SMU matchup versus Iowa State. I got Iowa State winning that one.
Oh,
I
no
don't
more.
think no more carnage there. Yeah, the carnage ends there. I think Iowa
Okay.
State's got a good squad. So
Well, we've made it to our final 8 teams on all our brackets, the Elite Eight time here, where back in the Eastern region, I have it as the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Michigan State Spartans. And I still have Duke advancing here. Cam Boozer, this team is just one of the best, if not the best teams in the country. Obviously, number 1 overall consensus seed for the tournament. While Michigan State's great, I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up offensively with this Duke team. Duke's also the best defensive team in the country. They're going to be able to stifle Jeremy Fears in that Michigan State offense, and Duke is Final Four bound.
I have it against UConn, Duke UConn, and I actually have UConn winning this game. I love what UConn. They're just a frisky team, man. They are really very frisky. Their senior captain Alex Caraban is going for 3
Yeah.
freaking titles, dude. 3 of them. Three
Yes,
of
he
them
is.
babies. They just got that experience, and I think these are the type of games, man, where it's just like anything could happen. Any given Sunday. So give me UConn.
I got Duke versus UCLA, but I got Duke winning this one. And it's not
I
close.
forgot. With all your other stuff, I even forgot you had UCLA going this far.
Yeah, I had some.
You're right, Dwyer. He's either going to win our entire bracket or finish
By a
dead last.
landslide. By a landslide. Be like, holy
He'll
crap.
either
It's gonna be one end, like win by this much or be at the bottom by this much.
It's only $10, right? It's only $10.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the South region, I got the 5 seed Vanderbilt Commodores taking on the 3 seed in Illinois.
Ooh.
And I think
Illinois. Illinois.
Illinois. And I still think Keaton Wagler and company, this is where Vanderbilt's reign ends. I do think Illinois, with how good they are offensively, the one thing that does scare me with Illinois, they are a bottom 5 team in the country in generating turnovers. So that could cost them here against this Vanderbilt team. But also Illinois, like I said earlier, they are the number 1 offense in points per possession, number 2 Ken Palm offense, top 25 in 2-point shooting percentage. They don't, even though they don't turn anybody over, they are top 15 in the country in turnovers per possession offensively. Don't allow free throws, and they make free throws at a top 15% clip. I think this Illinois team is one of the best in the country. They're going to take down Vandy, be a Final Four team.
I have it as Vandy's Houston, and I have Vandy also losing this game, though. Houston's just defense is great. Vandy's going to have to play a very good game, lights out game to take down Houston. So give me them Houston, whatever they are.
Yep, I got the same as Evan here.
You got Houston over Vandy?
revenge run. Yeah, Houston over Vandy.
Okay. And now moving on to the Western one where it's going to be interesting to hear Finn's again. But I have it as, a little chalk, the 1 and 2 seed in Arizona and Purdue. And this, though, is where I do think Arizona's run ends as the 1 seed, as one of the best teams in the country. I think Purdue's the better team. They're better offensively, the number 1 offensive team we have in the country, top 25 3-point shooting team. They give up fewer points away from home and either away or neutral court games. I think Purdue is, and also this game is being played, the Final Four and the championship, I think the Elite Eight and the Final Four is being played in Indianapolis. So close to where Purdue is, obviously a little bit of a home court advantage there against Arizona. So give me the Boilermakers to make it to the Final Four.
Oh, Darius. I have it against Arkansas versus Purdue, but I do have Purdue winning this game.
No more A-cuff magic.
I trust me. It hurts me too. Yeah, I mean, dude, as good as Arizona is, they do give up a lot of points. They're just like, we'll score, but you guys have scored too. Which Purdue, like I said earlier in the podcast, they're prone to giving up a lot of points and letting teams come back in games, which is not a good sign against a guy as good as A-Cup. But I still think they take care of this game, and in the home thing too.
I got my Wisconsin versus Missouri here. And I think Wisconsin's got some big wins this year, and I think Wisconsin's going to take down Mizzou. Sadly, sad to see them go. Thought this was their year. I did. I thought it was their year too. But
Rip Mizzou.
yeah.
And then the last Elite Eight matchup, I have it as the 1 seed Michigan Wolverines taking on the 3 seed Virginia Cavaliers. So where I think Virginia run ends, Michigan has been one of the top teams in the country all season. It does shine here in this matchup. A little better offensively, shut down them as well on the defensive side of the ball. Give me the Wolverines to advance to the Final Four.
Me too. I already said it.
Yes, you did.
I got my SLU Billikens versus Iowa State.
Holy crap.
And sadly, Robbie Avila's Cinderella run is ending here.
Damn, he's
They're
not Final
gonna
Four
lose to
bound?
Iowa State. No, sadly not.
Ball.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No Mizzou, no UCLA, no Cream in the Final Four.
Bracket's lame, dude. This is chalk.
I know. But hey, let's get to our Final Four now, where I have the first matchup as the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini, where Illinois, as much as I love you, as much as I love Keen Wagler and that team and that offense, your run ends here. Duke's the better team, much better defensively. And this is where I think Illinois' lack of being a bottom 5 team and generating turnovers is going to come back to haunt them. Because if you can't generate turnovers against this Duke team, I think they're just going to be able to score a good bit of points. It's going to be a high-scoring affair with Duke Blue Devils. Cam Boozer dropping a double-double on their heads, and Duke advancing to the championship.
Crazy. Mine is completely different here, kid. I have UConn versus Houston. I think this will be a very good game. They play very similarly, defensively and offensively. But the one thing that I'm always huge on is the top 25 record, and they've been a lot better against top 25 teams, being 6-3 to Houston's 5-6. So, give me UConn in the championship.
I got Duke Houston, and I'm going to disagree with both of you boys here, and I'm going to take Houston to the championship. I think Duke has had 2 good runs the last 2 years, and I think they're going to lose in this one. They're going to take it down by Houston. Houston's going for that revenge run this year.
Okay, so yeah, 3 different picks out of the East-South side for the championship. And then we get to the West-Midwest Final Four, where I have it as Purdue against Michigan. We just saw this matchup in the Big Ten championship game yesterday, with Purdue winning that game 80-72. And I think it'll be a very similar game there, where Purdue comes out victorious once again. They're going to have some of that home court advantage in Indianapolis. They're going to be able to come in here, shut down this Michigan offense, be able to come in, win, advance to the championship game. Come on, Boilermakers.
Wow. That's crazy. I can't believe you're going Purdue. Out of you, that's weird. Anyways,
Out of me, that's weird.
yeah, it just doesn't seem like, yeah, you like picked them to like lose last year, and now you're like, oh, championships. What? You like
I
High
think they're a
Point.
better team than last year. You like High Point this year.
Buddy, I got Purdue in the Final Four too. I am losing though. I think they've drawn with them this year. I believe. I think they're 1-1. No, they haven't played them yet. No, they played them. They're 1-1. This is like the rubber match. I think Michigan gets on top. I still think they're an overall better team, even though they lost the last one. I think Michigan wins.
I got a full different bracket than you boys here. I got Wisconsin, Iowa State.
Holy.
And the crazy gets crazier because Wisconsin is going to the chip, baby. Wisconsin's taking down number 2 Iowa State to go to the chip. Why?
Okay,
I don't know. They're just going to do it.
So I think we all have a completely different championship game here.
Mm-hmm.
Not even one team the same.
Yeah, we got Michigan. Oh wait, no, we don't. No, we don't. We have this.
No.
Oh.
I have it
man.
as the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. And I got the number 1 overall team in the bracket in the country, cutting down the nets at the end of the season. The Blue Devils, it's their time. The Boozer brothers, the rest of this team, they're going to come in here. Cam Boozer, Isaiah Evans has been a dog too for them. Duke's I think the best team in the country, and it's going to show in this tournament, and they're going to be the national champions come season's end.
Man, lame pick out of you, Caden. So lame. Chalk. I'm taking Michigan to win against UConn, the number 2.
So chalk
team.
are having Michigan.
They're ranked second, number 2 team. I love UConn, man. Usually they're like kind of lights out in this game, so like if I get my whole bracket right and I lose to this one, I'll be so sad. But give me Michigan in this one.
And my 2-5 matchup, Houston versus Wisconsin. I got Houston winning. Like I said, Houston's coming for that revenge tour this
Wisconsin.
year. So. Wisconsin. It's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to come down right to the buzzer, half-court heave, that type of game. Oh, yeah.
Like how
Houston's
Michigan's going to have to be
wins.
Hofstra.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I don't think we passed them.
Wait, who'd you have winning? Did you say UConn's winning it, Dwyer?
Michigan.
Even though you think Hofstra, it's going to take you said it's going to take a buzzer beater 3 for them to get past Hofstra.
scared.
And then you're like, they might not.
Dude, Hofstra's, they're the number 2 team in this tournament, dude. They're number 2 to Michigan. If Michigan wasn't on their path, you guarantee I'd be taking them to go all the way. So they ran into Michigan. So it sucks, man.
Hell yeah.
It's tough.
Hell yeah.
They're gonna put a can of whoop ass on your Akron Zips, baby.
Akron to the Sweet 16, baby.
All right, this is a shorter pod than last time, huh? Last time was like 2 hours.
Yeah, I think, also there was some weird technical stuff with
Oh my god, yeah.
Max went his apartment Wi-Fi.
We lost them.
Everything lagging. You two had some weird pauses between every pick because I feel like we didn't come up with an order or something before.
We
that
didn't.
it just you guys would just sit there. I'd say something. You were just
Who's next? Good order, man.
until
Look at this podcast is really starting to get better. We're starting to figure out order.
figure it out. Now all we need is that
The
TikTok
first step of the
account.
process.
Order the court.
Now Dwyer all we needs is that TikTok account.
Look at the top guy. I'm not doing it. I got the Instagram page.
You haven't asked me. You haven't asked me.
I haven't.
Dwyer!
You want to do the
You
TikTok?
asked me the last time, and then you haven't talked to me about it since.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I've mentioned this to you multiple times.
For months.
And you're like, I needed to get to Finn on that, and you just haven't?
Me and Finn have some very interesting conversations. It just doesn't come up, man. Like it's just.
We won't talk about that here on the pod, but I might need to hear about these interesting. Might need to hear about these interesting conversations, though. Well, those are our brackets. The Untouchaballs 2026 March Madness bracket breakdown. Evan, Finn, anything else before we depart today?
I don't got nothing.
Hopefully we get some perfect bracket, guys.
I think I got the perfect bracket. 100%. 100%.
You know
That's
what,
why I
yeah,
go
Finn-
boomer
Finn-
bust. You gotta go boomer bust. You got it.
yeah, because Finn's is the perfect bracket for sure. UCLA, Miami, Ohio, Missouri.
St.
They're all
Louis.
making deep. St. Louis. They're all making deep runs, baby. Or Boopy and SMU.
Boopy.
Dude, what a
Yeah,
time to be
thank you.
alive, man. It's been such a
Hope you
a
do the
sad
chip.
month of sports, and now we got ball back.
It really has been.
WBC.
NBA's been terrible.
I mean, we got
NBA
WBC championship, actual baseball starting, and
Yep.
then
March
we got
Madness.
March, baby. Let's go. We're back.
And then in about a month away, we get NBA play. Like, sports are coming alive again. We had the terrible lull from the Super Bowl until now. But we're back, baby.
That was a depressing period. Super Bowl to now.
It really was. There wasn't much going on, much to watch, but now we got a lot of electric stuff. Hopefully it's a great tournament. Hopefully, we all kill it here, even though it's impossible for all of us to do well with the differences we have, especially late down the stretch in our brackets. Well, thank you guys all for watching today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a comment. Who's your guys' pick for the national champion this year's March Madness tournament? Turn on post notifications to never miss an upload of the Untouchables podcast. And share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.